Every summer, Kiska slows down so much that I start questioning if she's finally getting old. But is she truly done running? Or is there something else? Let's find out. When I first got Kiska, she was 8 weeks old and she had tons of energy. She was honestly psychotic. Everyone tried to talk me out of getting her. They said a Husky would be too difficult, that I was a new dog owner, that I should start with an easier breed. It was right around COVID, so I wasn't working and I had every minute of the day that I could dedicate to training Kiska, spending time with Kiska. My goal was I wanted to be the best Husky owner that existed. The first year and a half was pretty challenging. She needed constant stimulation. Every second of the day, she needed to be doing something. And that made it pretty difficult. I remember, I would take her out to the mountains, we'd go and do a big trip, she'd come home, she'd sleep for 24 hours, and then it was like everything got reset and she was ready to go and she needed to do the whole thing again. Once she was about a year and a half, all the training that we did together, all the time that we spent together, things started to just fall in place and click. She knew what I wanted from her. She still had high demands. She still had high energy, but it was almost like I knew what she needed and I knew when to give it to her. We would do big 11-hour days in the mountains in the peak of summer. We would go canoeing, camping, and our summer activities were basically just spent backpacking and hiking and canoeing. There was one summer a few years ago that I remember she just seemed to be struggling in the heat more than previous summers. So I backed off a little bit, didn't do any runs in the summer, and tried to take her out when it was a little bit cooler in the summer. That worked a while, but I basically wasn't trail running with her in the summer anymore. So we just kind of took it down to hiking, which was good for me, kind of slowed me down too. I needed it. But then after another year or two of that, even hiking became tough for her in the summer. She was getting slow. I remember one year we were getting up at like 11 p.m. to drive 2 hours to the mountains to start the trails in the middle of the night when it was cold. Going on trails that had snow and trying to get back before the sun came up just so she could still do the hikes that she was able to do when she was a puppy. And then after a while, even the hikes, we needed to be so strategic with it that it just didn't make sense to try and bring her on every single hike. So we started camping more. And honestly, camping is Kiska's favorite summer activity. She loves camping. She loves hanging out, being lazy by the campsite, smelling all the smells, and she likes to just slow down in the summer. And every summer I get reminded that she's not a puppy anymore. But something happens every single winter without fail. And it usually happens around Thanksgiving. Starts getting colder during the day, colder at night. The snow starts falling. And that's when Kiska turns back into a puppy. Her energy levels skyrocket and she basically becomes a different dog. And I always say it starts Thanksgiving and it finishes in May, and she is a completely different personality in the winter. I like to say that Kiska's favorite summer activity is camping, but her favorite activity is definitely skiing with her best buds. Our favorite thing is to just hop in the car with our skis. It's me, Michaela, Aspen, Skogan, Brad. We jump in the car, we put our skis on, and we just have a big adventure day in the mountains, hiking uphill, skiing downhill. Yeah, her favorite activity is 100% it's skiing. Because I used to think that summer was my favorite season, but just like Kiska, I think winter is my favorite season. Having a dog gives you a reason to enjoy the little things in life. It makes you appreciate slowing down sometimes. chilling out at a campsite, looking for a new adventure, teaches you to look at life through a lens like you're a child again. And I think that's what I like about it. Hey, Kisk. So, in my previous videos, I mentioned that I have a race coming up. So the race is this Saturday, and I've done 3 outdoor runs. I've done 1,000 kilometers on a treadmill. That's been all my training. Kiska's ready to go. So, hey. Hi. Hello. She said it's time to end the video. So, anyway, my race is on Saturday, and there's currently like 20 to 25 mil of rain forecast. Last year they canceled it because it snowed and there was like a torrential downpour. So fingers crossed that's not gonna happen this weekend. But yeah, I'm stoked and I'm ready. And next week, we're gonna make a video about how I trained for a mountain race on a treadmill. What do you think, Kisk? Okay, she wants to go.